What up? I'm Josh Paulison, and welcome to Your Story Now. Today we are going to look at another question for reverse engineering stories, and this question is, how did they do that? So this could be about the resources that the creators used to tell their story, or it could be perhaps there are some techniques or some tricks that it seems like were difficult to pull off and you're not sure how. How did they do that? This could be about viewership. This could be about an aspect of the story. But how did they do that is a very helpful way to figure out how you could do similar to what the creators did, assuming that you want to do what they did, or if you don't like what they did, which is very possible, then you have the opportunity to instead say, I will avoid doing this because they did it and I didn't like their results. So how did they do that? So of course this again becomes, how did blank do blank? And we're going to go with, how did the creators, let's say, how did they create the video? Well, it's clear that they didn't need much in the way of resources. They needed a camera, a few willing actors, some people willing to be in the background. Very minimalistic story. Anybody with even a very minor budget could do this. It's very easy to set up. Great story. Definitely not knocking the production at all. But it's very doable for other people, which I think is why these sorts of stories and pieces surprise people, because they are so simple. They are deceptively simple to make. And so then there's the thought of anybody could make that, which I think should be an inspiration and not be taken whatsoever as an insult. Because what it means is that we can have more experiences like these types. So if you see a story where it seems very attainable, that can be inspiration for you because you can attain that, is what it means. Yes, it might take some growth and some brainstorming, but you can attain that. So another place that we can take this is, how did the creators develop the story? Now, this might seem like an odd question to ask, but this can lead to, and I really ought to do a video, maybe even a series of videos on this, reverse brainstorming, which I love this exercise so freaking much. Reverse brainstorming is where you look at how the creators might have brainstormed the ideas that they did. So in the story, The Power of Words, which again I will have a link to in the description, I recommend that you watch it if you don't want any spoilers. So in the story we have this blind man, and the blind man ends up having his sign rewritten, and he ends up making a lot more money, and it's because of the words that are on the sign afterwards. And so it's really impactful story in my opinion, really powerful, and the question is, how did they get to there? Well, you could say, well, it's just, the title is The Power of Words, and we talk about that all of the time. So you could say, well, the power of words, how was that applied? Who uses words? Who struggles with marketing? Which I think is partly what the creators of this video were going for, because they are marketers. Harness the power of words to grow your business today, purplefeather.co, UK. So how is that applied? Power of words, a great concept really for this company to do. So how did they develop it? You could say, well, maybe they thought of people who tend to really have a bad time with marketing. I don't know. This is all theory. This is conjecture. But how did they develop the story? It could be that they thought, who struggles with marketing? Well, a lot of times people in poverty do, and beggars struggle with that. A blind person may not even be able to edit the text themselves. So this is actually a potential way that they brainstormed it, was thinking, who would have the hardest time with marketing? Okay, let's show the power of words for them. And if we can show the power of words for them, then surely we can show a business the power of words that we could have for them. So that's one way that the creators could have developed the story. So how did they do that is a very helpful question for reverse engineering stories.